Hey, what's going on, guys? Just gonna make a quick video here. I just wanted to talk about a couple things really quick. First off, for any of you that haven't noticed, if you are a PvE user right now, you can get 20% more IP, and actually every single champion is currently unlocked for the PvE. So if you want to play any champs, I was going to try to make this video yesterday, but I got really busy. And it's for 2 days only, I'm pretty sure. You can check on that, but if you look at this video right now and you have the PvE, then I suggest you go on. If there's any champion that you want to play, you can literally play any and every single champion that's currently in the game. So if you wanted to play anybody or test anyone out, I definitely suggest you go there. You don't have to pay anything. It's just to go, and it's for the Korean cafes, and they're just kind of testing it out, but it does allow you the opportunity to try anyone out. Like I went on there, and I really wanted to try out Shen, and for anyone that wants to go on and try Zed or any champion that they just wanted to play at all, you can play anybody, and it's really great. And you also get 20% more IP, and I think that will be ending today. But I could be wrong. It could be a little bit longer. It might be 3 days. So check that out for sure. Another thing that I wanted to talk about today really quickly was just some of the different items that are coming out. There's 2 items currently coming out, and I wanted to talk about them really quickly. The first item that I'm going to be talking about um, is called Tiamat. Now, Tiamat is a melee-only weapon that does 50 attack, or adds 50 attack damage, has 15 health regen per 5 seconds, and has a passive cleaving effect. Your attacks deal 60% of your attack damage to units around your target, decaying to 20% near the edge, or toward the edge, sorry. And a unique active effect that deals 100% of your attack damage to units around you, decaying to 60% near the edge, and this is a 10-second cooldown. So this essentially gives characters like Warwick basically AoE or Volley Bear, because they are getting rid of Ionic Spark. So I think this is their way of implementing it. For anyone that is a single target can now become an AoE machine essentially with this new Tiamat item. And they essentially did do this just to clear minion waves and make bursting a little bit more flexible. And they wanted it because they feel like now this can be used on a lot more people than Ionic Spark was really good for. As I said in my previous video, they just said it was kind of a trash item. They felt like Ionic Spark. So they wanted to do away with that. This item now upgrades into Ravenous Hydra. Now everything else is the same, but now it has a 10% lifesteal and a passive that damage dealt by this item works with lifesteal. So I know currently lifesteal, like when you do an AoE, you only get a fraction of that amount. So what I think that they mean by this is that all damage dealt by this item through its passive and active effects will benefit from the lifesteal. So you'll get 10% of the lifesteal from all the AoE that is dealt by this weapon, which is that's gonna make like tanky characters like I said, like Warwick or Volibear or anyone that's just really tanky, or even like Shen. That's gonna make them really strong, and I'm really excited to see that. Like, especially if you end up putting like get a couple attack speed pieces, like you will just have sustain for days. So I'm really excited for that. And then the other item that they're doing for 80 carries is called Runnin's Hurricane. I think I said that right. This item grants 60% attack speed and now has a passive. Your basic attack fires minor bolts at 2 nearby targets, each dealing 50% of total attack damage and physical damage. These apply on hit effects. Now, this really made me think, and I could see this getting nerfed really quickly if it's the way that I'm thinking. So obviously they were saying like it works for any of your characters on hit effects. Like for example, Graves's quick draw. This will reduce it by 2 seconds for each one. This item seems really OP. Like Varus's apply a blighted quiver on every one hit. And then Caitlyn's gains 1 stack of headshot for each single target hit. And you can get that for everybody. For Vayne, Silver Bolts only applies on the primary target and requires consecutive hits to proc. Thus, Hurricane is mostly wasted. Okay, so it doesn't even work on her Silver Bolts. But the thing that it made me think about the most was the biggest thing. Like they were saying, Ezreal doesn't have any effects that synergize with Hurricane. Well, Ezreal doesn't, that's true. But if you get Trinity Force, like, if you think about that, like, that's why I'm stopping, like mind blown. Because Ezreal and Corki were really kind of hated because the fact that, like, Ezreal's Q applies on hit effects. Now if you're using Trinity Force, that means you get the slow. So does that mean now that anyone can get Trinity Force, like any ranged carry can get Trinity Force and apply these on hit effects? Now that's what I'm wondering. Is it simply their built-in on hit effects like Graves's quick draw cooldown reduction? Or is it like any on-hit effects that you've got from items as well? Because if it is, that means like every AD carry is about to go God mode and get Trinity Force and just start blowing holes through people. Well, not blowing holes through people, but that's a permanent slow because it's a passive, right? So because Hurricane triggers each time you attack. Hurricane is not an on-hit proc, nor does it trigger off of spells. Hurricane does apply the full effect of on-hit effects with each bolt. So it's not saying anywhere in here, nor does it trigger off of spells or abilities. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here that says that it doesn't apply the on-hit effects of items that you get. I could see that getting changed very quickly, but if they don't, that's going to be insane. So I'm thinking it has to be. Like, that's... When I read this, I was like, I want to do a video on this because, what's your thought on that? Like, don't you feel like that's kind of crazy? Because that's why Ezreal's strong, right? Is because he can get Trinity Force and then start slowing people. But I mean, like, if every AD carry now is just going to be strutting a Trinity Force, like, that's going to be crazy. Sorry for the yawn. But yeah, like, that's kind of blowing my mind right now. Hurricane is not an on-hit proc. Yeah. So it's from your basic attacks, but it's every time you do a basic attack. So essentially, if you get Trinity Force and you're an AD carry, you're going to be applying 20% or 25% slows for 2 seconds, but that's pretty crazy, like, to do that permanently, right? And they were doing this for AoE, but I think that's going to change. If it's the way I'm thinking, that's definitely going to change, because that would just make every AD carry so overpowered in team fights or in lane or anything. Like, that would just be OP as hell. So I think that's going to be changed. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about, was just those new couple of items, and I'll keep giving you guys updates on new items that are coming out and any major changes that they're doing and involving this season 3. And that's pretty much it as of right now for big changes that they've been talking about. So I hope you guys like that. Make sure you check out that PvE. If you can get on there and play any champ that you want right now, I think that's so awesome. Please like, please subscribe. I really want to thank everybody for the support that they've been giving me. It's really been awesome. I feel like I'm doing pretty decent for just being on here for a month, and I hope you guys are liking the videos. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And thanks a lot. So hope you guys like that, and I will see you guys next time.